22nd April. So just over a month's time given to Rahul to pack up his belongings and leave his official residence on Tughlaq Lane. This is the big breaking news that's coming in. How will the Congress respond? There's no doubt that they're going to be crying victim here, crying foul over this move, but it was expected. Once a member of parliament is disqualified, they then lose all the official perks that they have as a member of parliament, and that includes the official bungalow that he or she resides in the national capital. So it isn't going with that now you've got a notice issued to Rahul Gandhi to vacate his official bungalow, his official home in the national capital in Tughlaq Lane by April 22nd. Moshmi Singh is joining us with more details on this. Moshmi, tell us more. It was expected that soon after the disqualification, Rahul Gandhi would lose his perks, including his official residence.
Absolutely, and this would not come as a shocker for the Congress party that is harping on the fact that Rahul Gandhi is being targeted by the BJP government just because he's raised certain questions about the association of the Prime Minister with Adani. And clearly, if you see that Rahul Gandhi, in fact, is a Z plus category protectee, and that really means, that
Moshmi,
he's not
stay with me. We've got Amit Malviya, the BJP IT cell chief, joining us on this broadcast. Amit Malviya, the Congress has been the last few hours been crying foul over the disqualification. Now Rahul Gandhi said to lose his government bungalow. The Congress is saying that the movement and the process seems to be very efficient, that things are moving far too fast here.
Well, this is all procedural. He is not entitled to a government accommodation anymore. The moment his membership ceases to exist, he must have to vacate the place that he is occupying. This is standard. It happens every 5 years when the term of the members of parliament gets over. And in this case, if you get disqualified and you're no more a member of the House, then the privileges that accrue to you as a member of parliament cease to exist. So where is the problem?
So, Amit Malviya, the Congress is saying that we don't see anyone acting so fast, so hastily in any other case, that Rahul Gandhi is being targeted. The disqualification happened at the snap of a finger, and now this is also happening almost immediately.
As per the law, the moment conviction happens, the concerned members' membership to the House, whether it is a parliament or the Legislative Assembly, ceases. It is incumbent upon the Speaker to notify the annulment of the membership. That is exactly what the Lok Sabha Speaker did. There is no question of haste here. It's the process. Similarly, the moment you cease to be a member of the House, you will be sent messages and notices from respective committees saying that your privileges cease to exist and therefore you have to vacate. Where is the problem in this? The issue here is, to my mind, that the Congress wants these privileges to continue for Rahul Gandhi. However, the law of the land says something completely different. The Gandhis are not above law. He's just a member of parliament, like there are 543 other members in the Lok Sabha.
Amit Malviya, what do you make of the Congress's defense so far? They've been building up Rahul Gandhi since his disqualification as someone who's a martyr, who's a victim of vindictive politics by the BJP.
How can somebody who has been convicted by the court of law be a martyr? He has been convicted because he insulted the entire OBC community. He called them thieves and he refused to apologize. That is the reason why the courts have convicted him. Now, if you think that makes him a martyr, then I really don't know by what stretch of imagination insulting an entire community, several of them part of the most backward class and other backward class, is to be construed as being a martyr.
Amit Malviya, thank you very much for joining us here in India Today. So the BJP is saying that, look, this is routine procedure. This is the process that's usually followed when a member of parliament is disqualified. They lose their perks. The government bungalow is one. The salary that Rahul Gandhi gets or was getting as an MP is something he will not get anymore. Besides that, perks like certain number of domestic air tickets being free, train tickets being free, none of that will be available for Rahul Gandhi anymore. So it was expected that this will happen next. We're going to be trying and getting you a reaction also from the Congress on this. But Rahul Gandhi has been given a deadline. April 22nd is the cutoff. He's been told by then you have to go ahead and vacate your official bungalow. So we'll see how Rahul Gandhi chooses to respond. As I mentioned earlier, Rahul, the Congress have been trying to put up a brave front. Rahul Gandhi tweeting repeatedly has gone on to maintain that I will not apologize, even taking that jibe saying I'm a Gandhi, I'm not a Savarkar. Amid all of that, he's maintained that he's expecting all of these steps to take place, whether it's about losing his perks, whether it's about losing his official bungalow. But this, no doubt, will still hurt Rahul Gandhi, will hurt his image, because right now, this is when it really rubs in that he no longer enjoys the perks that a member of parliament does. Maushmi Singh is back with us. Maushmi, any response that's coming from the Congress? It was expected that this would happen, but the Congress largely has been alleging that things are moving far too fast just because it's Rahul Gandhi.
Akshita, absolutely. The Congress would be crying foul, and they have been that any action that is warranted on behalf of the government as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned is happening in the blink of an eye. And clearly this one, Rahul Gandhi in fact is a Z plus protectee. So if he was an SPG protectee, which in case was in the past when Priyanka Gandhi had a...
My sincere apologies. I'm going to have to interrupt you yet again. Mr. Nasir Hussain of the Congress is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Nasir Hussain, what do you make of this development? After the disqualification, Rahul Gandhi losing his official perks, he's going to lose his government bungalow now.
See, this government is all out to humiliate, insult, torture, harass members of opposition. This is a new law which we are seeing in Indian politics. Indian parliamentary democracy has been very vibrant, has been very dynamic.
Hussain, how so? You know the process very clearly. If a member of parliament is disqualified, he or she thereby loses all of these privileges, including the official bungalow. This is the procedure that's being followed, sir.
I think you should look at all those people, though they lost, they have not come back as MPs, how they have stayed in their houses, how much time was given, people, those who are MPs, those who are friendly, putting dispensation, MPs, party, how much time they... I think you should make a list of all these MPs in the last 7, 8 years or 9 years who have lost their either the membership.
No, I can list out all the MPs, sir, who've been disqualified and then who've lost their perks, as is the norm. But Mr. Nasir Hussain, thank you for joining us. Manikyam Tagore, Congress MP from Virudhunagar, is joining us on this broadcast. Sir, Vanakkam, what do you make of this step? It's as per the procedure, Rahul Gandhi, after being disqualified now, is going to be losing his official bungalow in Delhi.
Sir, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is not worried about Bangladesh and others. He has always told that he stands for truth. But it is not as per the rule. He has always, earlier also they had taken away security in SPG, and he has told that we should not oppose that thing. And when that amendment came also, Congress party, he told that don't oppose this kind of things. For Rahul Gandhi, he is not a person who will fight for smaller things like house, security and others. He is a person who is above these kind of things, and he will on whatever due course, whatever the rule says, he will do that thing. He is not a person who will stick on to that thing. We had seen Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi also on that day. Whatever, when her security was withdrawn and when the notice she got it, she has vacated it before that time limit.
I do remember, Mr. Tagore, all of the uproar over the alleged lack of security for Mr. Rahul Gandhi during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. But you're saying he's completely unaffected by all that's happening right now. By the fact that he's going to be losing his official bungalow, you're saying it doesn't matter to Rahul Gandhi.
You are getting confused, I believe. I think Jammu and Kashmir, when that security, this thing was there, completely the police went missing, and CRPF, which was the protecting agency for him, they told that thing that we should not carry on with the second ring of that yatra. So let us be very clear. that CRPF protects him, the state police has to give the second ring to him. That was in Kashmir. Okay, let us not confuse it one with another. When I am speaking about SPG, you are going to a Srinagar. He is not worried about these kind of things. He is on a. When the day he asked about Adani and Modi, we were expecting these things will happen. He is not touched by these kind of smaller things.
Okay, Mr. Manikyam Tagore, thank you for joining us here on India Today. So the Congress maintaining that this is something Rahul Gandhi is completely unaffected by and that nothing is going to change his fight. This is how the Congress is portraying it, which is why they've been out on the Satyagraha march. They're saying we want justice. We are going to be fighting this tooth and nail. Maushami, it's interesting to see how the Congress strategy currently is playing out. Manikyam Tagore, I'm not sure if you heard that conversation. He says very clearly that, look, we expected this. It doesn't affect us. Rahul Gandhi doesn't care about security, about which home he's living in. He's fighting for the truth.
Yes, Manikyam Tagore, in fact, towing the line that Rahul Gandhi, in fact, had said in one of his speeches, Akshita, where he spoke about never having a home to himself, his own house, and he spoke about his childhood when once he asked his mother why she was so pensive, and she said that we have to vacate this house, and he thought that this was his house, and ever since then he mentioned he's been living in 12 Tughlaq Lane for more than 15 years. Ever since he became a member of parliament, but that's not his own house. So Rahul Gandhi, perhaps Manikyam Tagore echoing what Rahul Gandhi has said, that now he had said that...
Maushami, I'll come back to you. Karthi Chidambaram of the Congress MP is joining us on this broadcast. Karthi, Vanakkam, what do you make of this step? Rahul Gandhi asked to vacate his official bungalow in Delhi by April 22nd.
This is expected. We anticipated this. And this is going according to script. This is a re-engineered script in which they wanted to achieve certain outcomes, and everything is being orchestrated towards that. So we anticipated this. So it's not a surprise at all to us.
What will this mean, Karthi, for Rahul Gandhi itself? Optics-wise, he's now disqualified as a member of parliament. He's losing out on all the privileges, all the perks, including his official bungalow.
I mean, that, as I said, the outcome had been decided, that he should be disqualified from parliament and he must be disarmed of all the privileges a member of parliament has. And that is the outcome the government and the BJP wanted. So all the process which needs for this to be triggered has been done. So it's a re-engineering. You should actually look at it the other way around. It is not a case which led to which is not a speech which led to a case, which led to a proceeding, which led to a conviction, and which led to a disqualification. This is the other way around. They wanted a certain outcome, so that's being re-engineered to achieve it. That's all. And
how are you suggesting they've done that? How are you suggesting they've done that? Because this is based on a conviction by a court.
Yes, but this is not a case which should have even been prosecuted. This is a malicious prosecution for a political, rhetorical speech given in Kolar in 2019. You find a cause of action for defamation in Surat. It is completely unacceptable. I mean, if this logic, this judicial logic is accepted, anybody giving any speech could be viewed via the internet and you could have a cause of action anywhere in the world. So this is unprecedented. And the sentence given for that offense, that alleged offense, is also the maximum. That is never exercised by the judicial magistrate, because you normally have a lot of discretion, and this is not such a, it's only a speech, and there's no such thing as collective defamation. Anyway, there are many legal loopholes. I'm not here to make those legal arguments now. We've all said this before, but we know that this has been a re-engineered exercise to make sure that this outcome is achieved. That's all it is, and we have anticipated it. We will take our message to the people. This only reinforces the opinion which Rahul Gandhi has been saying in his speeches consistently. The democracy is on the decline in India. This reinforces his argument, and we will take this argument to the people.
But there is one question that's constantly being asked right now, Karthi, which is that the conviction happened on Thursday, the disqualification happened on Thursday, it's Monday now, and there's been a delay clearly in going ahead and challenging this in a higher court. What is the wait about? What is the Congress waiting for?
What is happening to Mr. Rahul Gandhi has happened to another member of parliament, Mohammad Fazal of Lakshadweep. He has actually had a similar disqualification, but and which was done in haste before he could go to court and get a stay of his conviction, which he has. And the Lok Sabha Secretariat has not reinstated him back into the Lok Sabha. So he's gone to the Supreme Court. That matter is coming up tomorrow. And the outcome of that, which I think he will be reinstated, will strengthen Mr. Rahul Gandhi's legal process.
Okay, Karthi Chidambaram, thank you so much for joining us here on India Today. So you've got Karthi Chidambaram there of Congress saying very clearly that, look, we are going ahead and pushing this in every possible way legally, but clearly politically, Rahul Gandhi will emerge the victor as far as optics are concerned. That's the message that's going across from the Congress right now. They're clearly trying to put up a brave front. It's not looking good for Rahul Gandhi because one perk after another, one privilege after another, he's losing out on, as was expected, considering that he's been disqualified as an MP. And that's exactly what the Congress is highlighting, saying we expected this all along, we were fully ready for it, and we will take our fight forward. In fact, when I spoke to also Mr. Manikyam Tagore, someone who's considered to be a close aide of Rahul Gandhi, he says Rahul is completely unaffected by all this. It doesn't matter to him what kind of security he has, what kind of a residence or home he's staying in, whether it's an official bungalow or not, he will continue to fight it out. So you see clearly the picturization that the Congress is really trying to push forward is of Rahul Gandhi being a martyr, a victim of vendetta politics, and they are continuing to say that come what may, he will continue to fight this out tooth and nail. Now, there have been a lot of questions really of what happens now in the coming days to the Congress's fight. While they've been holding one protester after another, Rahul Gandhi obviously hasn't been a part of this, considering it was in Parliament, and that by itself is symbolic. His absence speaks volumes about the fact that he no longer can be there for any of these crucial agitations that happen within the Parliament, and that itself dents his image as a leader, as someone who's looking to lead the Congress right now. But we're also showing you on your screens there all of the perks, the privileges that Rahul Gandhi loses now. It's not just his official bungalow, which, by the way, he's been asked to leave and asked to vacate by April 22nd. So less than a month really for him to go ahead and do that. But besides that, he'll also lose all the other perks. There's a certain amount of free domestic air travel that members of Parliament get. He will no longer have that. Free train travel, not applicable for Rahul Gandhi anymore. The salary, the parliamentary allowance that he gets, that's not going to come in either, besides the other perks like a constituency allowance. We've been reporting also from his constituency, from his former constituency at least, of Wayanad, where his office has been completely shut down now as a result of his disqualification. So while you have Rahul Gandhi continuing to maintain that he will fight this out tooth and nail, he is now facing the repercussions, the consequences of being convicted in that defamation case and getting convicted with a sentence of 2 years as his jail term. You heard what Karthi Chidambaram also said there when he says that all of this was essentially re-engineered to ensure that this particular development that we're reporting on right now of Rahul Gandhi having to vacate his official bungalow, that is one of, in fact, the clear missions with which this entire conviction came about to be, along with the 2-year jail term, because it is because of that maximum sentence that you're right now seeing all of this play out, whether it's the disqualification or the subsequent privileges that Rahul Gandhi is losing out on. We'll get you all the latest reactions on this story, as the BJP has said this was bound to happen. Rahul Gandhi can't think that he will enjoy some sort of special privileges or special perks or special treatment for that matter. The rule is the same for all. The Congress saying very clearly that Rahul Gandhi was expecting this all along. Maushmi Singh is back with us. Maushmi, there will be questions about how this is really perceived politically for the Congress, whether they will be able to build that successful strategy, the imaging that they're trying to do of Rahul Gandhi being a victim, of Rahul Gandhi being a martyr, that none of, in fact, these things like his house, like his security matter to him, but the truth matters. Will they be successful in really carving out that kind of an image for Rahul Gandhi now? Apologies, we seem to have lost that line with Maushmi Singh. We'll go across to her in just a bit. We'll reconnect with her and get you more on this big story. So there are two ways, of course, to look at this particular development. The Congress will try to milk this to push forward their agenda, to push forward their strategy of creating that image of Rahul Gandhi, of being a martyr, of losing out, of sacrificing all of the privileges as a result of vendetta politics, as they put it. Or it could be seen as Rahul Gandhi facing the arm of the law, the arm of the procedure that is usually followed in these cases. No special treatment, no special perks, none of that. Rahul Gandhi now losing his privileges one after another. So we'll continue getting you all the latest on that story. I'm slipping into a very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Do stay with us, because coming up on the other side, I'm getting you an exclusive conversation that I had with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. I'm sure you remember the images of the big fat Indian wedding that they've attended in the trailer of Murder Mystery 2. I asked them particularly about the Indian looks in that wedding scene.
How handsome are you, man? I only.
तो पहले अब उनकी माफी होगी या पहले जेपीसी बैठेगी?
अरे ऐसा है सुधीर भाई, इसकी चर्चा स्पीकर की उपस्थिति में करनी चाहिए, दोनों दलों ने मिलकर। चले, मैं तो आज ही कह देता हूं कि स्पीकर साहब के पास जाकर चर्चा करिए, आपके कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से ही कह देता हूं।
Most important would be to go and consult a dermatologist, because this is not something you can treat on your own. However, what is the basic step and why does it happen? So heat rash happens because of the trapping of the sweat gland or sweat duct, and there is sweat under the skin. So you see it can be of varied types. It can be red color, or it can be crystal-like, or it can be pustular. So these are the various types of heat rash which can be seen depending upon the level of the sweat duct which is involved. So most important steps which we can do during summers is to wear loose clothing. Don't wear very tight clothing, because that can cause friction as well as it can lead to mechanical damage because of rubbing, and so the skin barrier could be disrupted. So make sure that your barrier is intact, and you can use moisturizer which will act like a lubricating agent, so it will protect your skin.
Tell us about heat burns and how to avoid them.
You have to use something to negate the effects of your direct exposure to sun, like hat you can use goggles so that eye irritation will not happen. You can cover your arms and your body parts with a soft cotton clothes so that you will not get sunburns.
Why do I keep getting headaches in summers? Is it a sign of dehydration?
One of the symptoms of dehydration is lightheadedness and mild headache. Of course, be very clear in your head that this is not the basic sign of dehydration. So there are a lot of headaches which happen in summers, especially those who are prone to migraine. Summers and extreme heat precipitates the headache, and therefore dehydration of course can give you lightheadedness and some headache, but other causes of headache must also be considered.
Welcome back. Let me get you a very, very exciting conversation that I had a couple of weeks ago with Hollywood superstars Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. They're back with Murder Mystery 2. I asked them about what it was like being part of a big fat Indian wedding, and here's their response. Enjoy this conversation.
Happy to be with you.
Can I just start off by saying that you guys have pretty much broken the internet here with the trailer of Murder Mystery 2. Did you know that?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's broken. It's back and go, but it was the people watched it.
They did. A lot of people. That's great to know.
That's good.
I didn't know
Thank
it broke the internet. That's awesome.
And you know what? We take our wedding fashion pretty seriously, and you guys kind of killed it with the Bollywood wedding theme and the looks.
That's great. I know everybody worked hard to make sure it was as good as it can be, and it was fun to wear it.
And by the way, the wardrobe department on what they had to do, that was a lot of people.
Yeah,
at that
yes.
Tons
it was
of people
amazing.
at that wedding, and it was gorgeous.
The best. It was 5 days of shooting, and then we had to shoot before we get in the wedding, and when we were in Hawaii.
Oh yeah, That's
yeah,
right.
no, we loved
The
doing that
exterior of the wedding.
Yeah.
Before we got inside.
Yeah.
And set designer
Was that
did
the most
so
fun
beautiful.
part?
Yeah.
Was the wedding the most fun part of the movie?
It was
It was the
awesome.
longest part to shoot.
It was awesome. It was awesome. We got
incredible.
to eat good food, hang out with fun people. The people were the best, and the music was
sweet.
great. And
The music was good. The music was
oh
fun.
man,
I guess the tradition of having to do that dance at a wedding
yeah,
is incredible.
Yeah, it was great.
You know, from what you guys are telling me, I think you've had the real experience of an Indian wedding.
We did.
Literally what we are.
That's really what happened. That's what actually happens, right?
Yeah, and it's that much effort.
Does the elephant come into the weddings usually? The elephant also?
Sometimes we have horses. Elephants are the more extravagant wedding.
Right.
Elephant, yeah. Adam demanded an elephant. And the horses, that would have been nice.
Horse would have been good too.
Would have been sweet.
Yep.
We could have ridden it.
You know,
You could have rode off on it.
I will say that
Better to have the scaffolding
when
as
I
the
saw that
elephant.
entire scene, and the best thing about my job is that I got to see the movie.
Yes.
Before the others here in India. So I don't want to give any spoilers, but I will mention it was a Sangeet night. So did you guys learn any Bollywood moves?
I mean, we attempted a few good moves.
I honestly watch in awe. You did better than I did.
No.
I do.
When I watched the movie, she moved.
Adam, you can take the lead. You can take the lead.
I got a few moves I did with
You were
my
in
arm.
sync. You were
I
in time.
tried to be in sync. I was always a little behind.
I couldn't do it.
Jennifer did
felt like a
fantastic.
ding dong.
Ding
I
dong.
think you guys killed it. And I think we're
Thank
ready
you.
for a big Bollywood debut by Adam and Jennifer.
That'd be fantastic. I really cannot move as well as I want to, but Jennifer
I don't
can.
know. We could. We just have to learn. We'd be great at it if we learned.
Yeah, if we got a year practice.
If we year.
6 months?
Well,
2 years?
No. It'll just take the time it takes.
I think you're ready. I've seen it and I think you're totally ready.
Thank you for saying
I
that.
think we can start off with a Murder Mystery 3 in India. How about that?
Whoa!
Well, that's a good idea. Let's
These are-
go.
We're just.
Let's go.
Yes.
Thank
Flare-
you.
The ideas
That'd
are
be
flaring
phenomenal.
up.
That'd be yeah.
So beautiful.
That'd be phenomenal.
So, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm getting constant messages from the team, but I'm taking that as an assurance.
Don't take it as a promise, though. We can't promise anything because there's.
But it's an awesome idea. And you can take
Beautiful
it as
idea.
a
Yeah.
Be fun.
We're gonna chew on
We'll
it.
do with you guys coming down to India sometime.
Well, 100% want to come to India.
Okay, great. Any message you'd like to give out to your Indian audiences?
We hope that you love the movie. We hope you enjoy it. We hope it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
And that's all we want. is
We'll,
for you to laugh
and we'd
have fun.
love to see you sometime soon, and we're going to make it over there someday, and thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jennifer, Adam, and all the best for Murder Mystery 2.
Nice to meet you.
Armed with facts, she takes the news by its horns.
You think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Make the question 100% clear. You're talking about the Indian team, I suppose.
I think we just picked at the right time.
We always have that belief.
आपके पास flamboyance थी. हम आपके आभारी हैं.
Tell me honestly, between yesterday and now, have you cried? Oh, come on, Kapil. Aji.
एक सपनों का वर्ल्ड कप जो पूरे देश का है.
यही पर तो जहां सजा गया था इसी
वानखेड़े स्टेडियम पे फाइनल है. कैन यू इमेजिन तुम्हारे हाथ में वो वर्ल्ड कप की ट्रॉफी होगी.
चलो शुरू करें फिर. पीछे चलें, याद करें.
Mega Karnataka showdown. Quota fire rages on. Protest erupt. Politics peaks. BJP's game changer or gimmick. State of War Karnataka, special with Nabila Jamal.
A very good evening. You're watching India Today, our special show, State of War Karnataka. This is the show where we bring to you every angle, all the debates, all the topics that are widely discussed ahead of elections here in Karnataka. The battleground gears up 1 month ahead of polls, and we are here on India Today bringing you the latest and the most accurate updates. I'm going to cut across to the biggest breaking now. The most discussed issue right now in Karnataka is the reservation debate right now. Let me cut across to Union Minister Narayanaswamy, who has spoken exclusively to me on India Today, making some really big statements, defending the Basaraj Bommai and his decision to scrap 4% reservation for Muslims in the state of Karnataka. Big news here, a big development coming in as Karnataka government now defends the move for scrapping 4% quota for Muslims in the state. Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment, Narayanaswamy, has now come out to defend the Basaraj Bommai government and says very clearly that the move that was earlier given to Muslims, 4% quota under the 2B category, is highly unconstitutional. He calls this reservation itself as illegal and says that while this is unconstitutional, there are several other communities who are waiting to be benefited from the quota system. Why not distribute this quota system to the more deserving communities? And justifying this move, he says that the Panchamalshalis and the Vakaligas and the Lingayats here are farming community. They deserve extra reservation and quota, and therefore Muslims reservation has been scrapped and given to the Vakaligas and Lingayats because they're a farming community and the BJP backs the farming community. Here's the BJP union minister backing the Bombay government, says we prioritize the farming community. Reservation to Muslims under religious minorities was highly illegal. Let me cut across to my conversation that I had with the Union Minister, Narayan Swamy. Karnataka election time, there are a lot of questions about Bombay government scrapping Muslim reservation of 4%. Do you think the move is in the right spirit?
4% reservation to the Muslims minority, it is against to the constitution. What we made, we have never withdrawn the reservation from the Muslim minorities from the reserved 4%. We included is the EWS.
So what you have ideally...
We included that 4% EWS, and we increased, as per the population, we increased the reservation for the Vakalgas 2% and 2% for the Lingayats, madam.
So what you have ideally done is moved Muslims from socially backward classes, moved them to economically backward classes.
Even there, economically backward, who are socially, economically backward in the general community, they are also socially backward, There also we are getting the reservation, EWS. EWS itself is for the socially backward people.
No, sir. Brahmins are not socially backward. Jains are not socially backward. Muslims are considered as socially backward, which is why.
Madam, definitely what the reservation given earlier by the Congress is unconstitutional. Right. That's why we have moved this 4% to the EWS. And what the public, some communities are asking the government to increase the reservation. So for their, as per the population, we increased it. They have to enjoy this, and especially the two communities, Vakaliga and the Panchamshala, they are the farmers, madam. Yeah. Farmers should enjoy. We are with the farmers, madam.
Okay, so last question: you're the union minister? Will the centre accept this reservation decisions that you all have taken here in Karnataka?
Madam, still till today, only the under 9th scheduled. Only Tamil Nadu proposals are accepted. No other states proposals are accepted by the government of India. The government of India to take and discuss in the parliament, then they will take their own decision.
So you're not sure if your own reservation decision will be accepted by the state?
It is not a state issue, madam. Yeah. It is a national issue. Yeah. We should go through the entire state. We should get the detailed report of all the states in the country. Right. If all the states would send any reports on these community farmers.
You're from Karnataka. Will you push the centre to accept?
Definitely, madam. There is a judgment is there in the Punjab case, Devananda and Punjab case. They definitely the reservation is essential for the internal reservation is especially need to this country, especially for the socially, economically weakest.
All right, there you see, we see that Muslims in the state of Karnataka are right now up in arms. We saw several protests in different parts of Karnataka. Koppal, we saw hectic protests coming in from the Muslim community. The SDPI, the political wing of the PFI, at one point it was established that it was a political wing of the PFI, but now they distance themselves from the PFI after its ban. But SDPI protesting separately. We saw several other community Muslims in different pockets of Karnataka protesting, and it did take violent turns. Muslims demanding that the reservation of 4% under the 2B category be restored. And Bombay government now saying that, first of all, the reservation that was given to them, profiling them as religious minorities and giving them benefits of 2B is illegal. Now, accusing the government of wooing other communities, depriving Muslims of their rightful status here. Many of them hit the streets in protests across the state of Karnataka, alleging that the government's move is only aiming at stirring communal rift and violence. This is what the Congress president, D.K. Shivkumar, has claimed. He says that the government will have to revoke this, will have to go back on their move, and also claims that if at all the Congress comes into power in the state of Karnataka, then the Congress will immediately restore that 4% reservation for Muslims in the state. Moreover, lashing out at the BJP government, former Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has now questioned as to why the BJP never removed the quota for 25 years. Successive governments never questioned on why there was 4% allotted to Muslims who are viewed as socially backward classes. And now, all of a sudden, election time, the BJP decides to quash the 4% quota. Siddaramaiah questioning why in 25 years this move was not thought of by the BJP government. BJP meanwhile defending its stance, while Home Minister Amit Shah has hailed the move on Sunday. BJP CT Ravi has questioned whether such religious quota was applicable in any other state, and also hitting out at the Congress, saying this is nothing but appeasement politics carried out by the Congress so long, which they now want to reverse.
So on behalf of the Congress party, I would like to condemn the decision of this government. Politically, they are trying to do it. It will not serve the purpose. It will not. We did not. Congress, the Lingais or Vakaligas are not beggars. So they are trying to divide among ourselves. We are not interested with that 4% or 2%, whatever they are given. The Congress party, as soon as we form the government in May, we are going to scrap this.
Muslims were given 4% reservation, not on the basis of the religion. Constitution does not say the reservation should be on religion. Why otherwise they should have challenged the reservation in court of law. Since 29 years it is there. Anybody has challenged it?
दूसरा स्टेट में मुस्लिम अलग रिजर्वेशन है ही क्या? कौन सा स्टेट में है? संविधान में ऐसा मुस्लिम रिजर्वेशन दिया नहीं, रिलीजियस रिजर्वेशन दिया नहीं. कुछ लोग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के खिलाफ सोचता है ना, वो लोग मुस्लिम रिजर्वेशन के बारे में बात करता है.
Rizwan Arshad, who's a prominent face of the Muslim minorities in Karnataka. He's a Congress MLA as well. Rizwan, a big move made by the Bombay government, quashing 4% reservation for Muslims who are considered as the socially backward classes, and now pushing them into the EWS quota, EWS category, where there are many other contenders, including Brahmins, Jains, and many other upper castes. This move, Bombay government says, was needed. It was long pending. In the first place, reservation for Muslims under religious minorities was illegal. It's the Congress to be blamed for this.
So let me come point by point, Nabila. The first place, the reservation for the Muslim community was not given on religion, basis of the religion. It was because Muslims as a social group were socio-economically and educationally backward. All the commissions which were set up to identify the backwardness of the different sections of the society from the time of the independence till now, all the commissions have equivocally reiterated that Muslims need reservation. So that is one. We were given the reservation because we were a social group which were backward in socio-economic and educational wise. Two, I want to ask Mr. Bombay, on what basis did you scrap the reservation? Do you have any study done, any census, any survey done from the backward class, permanent backward classes commission that they recommended that the Muslims had got the reservation and they have now moved forward? So there was no move. The constitution says, the law says that you have to have some kind of a study done, some kind of an empirical data, some kind of census done to either include or exclude anyone, any social group from the list of the reservation. Have you got it done? No, they have not got it done. They have done it on their whims and fancies just for vendetta politics against minorities. Two, I want to ask them, when you divided this quota between Vakaligas and Lingayats, no Vakaliga or Lingayat community asked the BJP government to scrap the reservation for Muslims. They were not. They are even today for the reservation of the Muslims. Here, when you divided this, was there any permanent report from the Permanent Backward Classes Commission? No. They have given an interim report. On interim report, when the Marathas in Maharashtra were given the reservation, the court said no interim report can be accepted. There has to be a full and final report. So there is no full and final report. So as a result, I want to tell you that the Bombay government, BJP government here is hoodwinking all the sections of the society, including Vakaligas, including Lingayats, including SCs, STs, minorities, everybody. By doing all this, in last 90 days, they have changed the reservation policy thrice. Have you ever heard this? That in the independent India, in the history of independent India, any government changing reservation policy thrice in the 90 days. So this shows that they are into permutations and combinations to win elections by pitting one community against another, by creating confrontation, friction between one community and the other. They want to divide and rule, which the people of Karnataka have understood.
All right. Rizwan, we heard you loud and clear. The Congress says if at all they come to power, then they're going to revoke this. They're going to reinstate that 4% quota for Muslims. Am I right? Is that going to be your move?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Congress party has said the way the BJP has handled reservation is to just hoodwink the people of all the communities. Here they are misleading everybody, saying that Muslims have been moved to EWS. What is EWS? I want to ask this government and the chief minister and the law minister of this government. EWS is economically weaker sections of the society. Economically weaker sections can be from across the communities. And how are you creating a quota inside the EWS? There is no quota inside the EWS. You cannot have it. So you are just trying to create a kind of a vendetta against Muslims so that you can gain with some kind of a confrontation and friction between communities, because they have been badly rejected by the people because of their 40% commission reputation. So
right.
I am very clear
we heard
that
you.
when
We heard you loud and clear.
Court will strike this down.
All right, so you're going to take this up in court. So that's the Congress's assurance there that they're going to take this matter up legally. But this is precisely what the BJP is saying. This is the Congress's misdeed. That this is there's that much appeasement towards the Muslim community that they've eventually ensured this kind of quota system for the Muslim community under religious minorities, despite it being illegal.
Not the Congress
That's the
party.
BJP statement. Yeah.
No. The BJP is misleading here. It is not the Congress party.
It was the JDS in 1995 under
No. I'll tell you one thing.
Devegowda. Yes.
No, I'll tell you one thing. During Veerappa Moili's time, the Permanent Backward Classes Commission and the Minorities Commission, they had a survey, they had a census, they created an empirical data which said that Muslims need reservation. All the backward communities inside the Muslim community need reservation.
Right.
For them to come forward in life. So that is why this quota was created, and it was vetted in the courts.
So it's been
no court has challenged.
Absolutely, we got your point, and we're really short on time on that. We're really short on time, but thank you very much. I'm going to cut across to our viewers here a quick glimpse into why exactly Muslims feel slightly defeated and cornered. At this point, the Basraj Bommai government has scrapped the 4% quota that was granted to Muslims under the 2B category, which was given to religious minorities, specifically the Muslim community, and were promised education and jobs under 2B. Now, in 1995 itself, reservation was granted by H.D. Devegowda of the JDS, and Muslims were profiled under religious minorities. They were given 4% under 2B. 2B had promised that they would give, and so long, it's been 25 years, Muslims in Karnataka have been gaining benefits from the 2B category, where education and jobs are granted to the Muslim community, like several other communities, like, for example, the Lingayats, as well as the Vokaligas. Even Christians are also granted under 2B, 2C, etc. So, but now Muslims no more have it. Muslims have been pushed to the EWS category, which is the economically weaker sections category. So what Bombay government says is that they've not squashed reservation for Muslims. Muslims definitely have reservation, but they will now be moved to the 10% EWS quota, which means there's a longer queue for EWS. You have castes like Brahmins, Jains, a lot of the upper castes who also come in that EWS, economically weaker sections category. So therefore, the fight will be a lot more because there's only 10% and so many communities and castes to be catered to. And at this point, what we see here that the Bombay government has moved Muslims from being socially backward to economically weaker. And that's precisely what the Muslims grouse here is, that while Muslims have been termed under many commissions, even from the center and the state, as socially backward, how can the Bombay government turn them around into economically weaker section? All right, let me cut across to a lot more protests coming in from Karnataka, and this time around, it's also from the Banjara community. Here's the big news on that, as we saw stone pelting extensively taking place right outside B.S. Yediyurappa's residence. The Banjara community now up in arms, pelting stones at B.S. Yediyoorappa's residence today, saying that they are not happy with the internal reservations given by the Basuraj Bommai government within the SC community. This is big development here. Members of the Banjara community hitting the streets, pelting stones at B.S. Yediyoorappa's home. Protesters expressing their absolute displeasure over recent reservation quota allotted by the government, Bommai government. In fact, the police had to finally resort to lathi charge on the Banjara community members to disperse protesting crowds. Meanwhile, Basuraj Bommai now, the Chief Minister, has come out to respond for the first time, saying that this is an all-out instigative tactics carried out by the Congress government, blaming the Congress of trying to instigate the Banjara community. He's also added that this internal reservation was done and implemented based on the Sadashiv report. But unfortunately, the Congress is trying to twist it around to create communal tensions within the state. Let's take a listen. Basuraj Bommai assuring the people, the Banjara community, that their rights are very well in place.
ನಾನು ಬಂಜಾರ ಸಮುದಾಯದ ಮುಖಂಡರಿಗೆ ವಿನಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಸದಾಶಿವ ಆಯೋಗ ಶಿಫಾರಸನ್ನು ಅನ್ವಯ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಸಬ್ ಕಮಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆತಂಕ ಇತ್ತು SC ಲಿಸ್ಟನ್ನು ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾನೇ ಸ್ವಂತ ಆದೇಶವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಬೋವಿ, ಲಂಬಾಣಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳು, ಕೊರ್ಚ, ಕುರ್ಮ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ SC ಲಿಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ತೆಗೆಯೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಆದೇಶವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಾಗಿದೆ. ಆತಂಕ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು 3% ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು 4.5% ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಇದೆ ಇದರ ಹಿಂದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ನಾಯಕರು ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗದೆ ಈ ಥರ ಹಿಂಸೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆಗೆ ಬಂಜಾರ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಒಳಗಾಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಬಂಜಾರ ಸಮುದಾಯವನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮೊದಲಿಂದೂ BJP ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಮುಂದೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ಥರ ತಪ್ಪು ದಾರಿಗೆ ಎಳೆಯುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಈ ಕುಕೃತ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು
That was Basuraj Bommai, who assures to the Banjara community, who earlier enjoyed a large chunk of the 17% that was granted to the SC. But now, because of internal reservations, the Bommai government has divided the SC communities itself into SC right, SC left and touchables. Now, touchables, of which Banjara community comes under, will now be left with only 4.5% as reservation. So they are upset that maybe their share has been reduced, and that's why they're upset. We heard Bommai assuring them that this is just political tactics. But let me tell our viewers, all these decisions made on reservations by the Bommai government needs the centre's approval. The centre's approval hasn't yet come in. It hasn't yet been implemented. This is 1 month ahead of elections. Will this turn around into electoral gains for the BJP? And will this eventually benefit the opposition, the Congress, in milking these protests that are currently ensuing in the state? Remains to be seen. Tune in every day, Monday to Friday, 6:30 p.m. for all your Karnataka Dose election coverage special with me, Nabila Jamal. Thank you for watching.
From Dhanushkodi's old harbour to Tallaimanar to Archal Munai, a 62-kilometer swim sounds quite daunting and adventurous. So what was it like for you?
Incredible experience. It was a lot of excitement. It was a lot of enthusiasm, fear, anxiety, stress. But yeah, it's overcoming all that and finishing what I set out to do is one of the most important things. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Considering the Ram Setu is a very important religious sentiment to us Indians, setting out and being able to swim across that successfully, I think is not only for me, it's showing that India is a very, very, very powerful state, whether it be in faith or whether it be in support. Swimming is really not that easy. It's so much more different than any other normal sport. And training for that takes about 3-4 months of rigorous training. There's a lot of things that go into it, your diet, your physical fitness, your mental fitness is very, very important. So for this particular swim, it was more mind over the body. You can keep pushing as much as you can, but the mind needs to also be able to push with your physical capacity.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Trends are cyclical in nature. The architecture of 20th century made a comeback in the 21st century. But this time with futuristic designs. Visual art, digital art and kinetic pieces are the new aesthetics.
Actually, creativity in India is exploding. So because of that, there's mixed media art, there's kinetic, there's digital art, which is all playing such an important role. And interiors is now not restricted just to a home or to a luxury hotel. I think it's come into our lives.
Gone are the trends for huge chandeliers hanging around in your sitting room. It is now time for radiant, luminous mosaic lights that are controllable on your fingertips. Fancy earth tone lights is not only the future of interior, but also the biggest trend of 2023.
You know, lighting at one time was not taken very seriously. We had one flat lighting for all areas. But now lighting is actually ruling our design. So the first thing we do is get a lighting consultant. For example, this chaise. It has a light on it, so your eyes go to it. Lighting has now, I think, become an extremely technical and professional thing, which I think creates magic to our interiors.
And it is not just a part of the sitting room. It can be part of your kitchen, bedroom and baths as well. Other than lights, there are multiple high-tech gadgets that promises to change our lives. So install those cool decor items at your home with artificial intelligence, robotics and sensor innovations to make your home look smarter than ever before.
Good evening. You're watching Mission 2024 with me, Akshita and Nandagopal. Over the next 30 minutes, a roundup of all the big political stories coming your way. Let's begin with the headlines. After disqualification, Rahul asked to vacate his MP's bungalow by April 22nd. BJP says the official home is not someone's private property. Ruckus, disruptions and chaos in Parliament. Papers thrown at the Lok Sabha Speaker. Opposition netas raised placards against Rahul disqualification. Congress leads protests dressed completely in black. Protests over Rahul's disqualification turns ugly. Youth Congress workers detained after stir in Jantar Mantar. In Kannur of Kerala, Congress workers resort to arson. After a 1,300-kilometer journey from Sabarmati to Prayagraj, wanted gangster Atiq reaches Naini jail to be produced in court tomorrow. After Rahul says he's a Gandhi, not a Savarkar, and won't apologize, massive political showdown erupts. BJP slams Rahul, says name dragged in to politicize his disqualification. Rahul faces fire from his own ally, Uddhav Thackeray. Quota war rages in state of Karnataka. Former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa's home in Shivamogga attacked by protesters. Absolute shocker from a Gujarat government event. Bilkis, rape convict, seen sharing stage with BJP MP and MLA during an event. And let's begin with the news break that just came in a while ago. Just days after he was disqualified as an MP, Rahul Gandhi will now lose his official bungalow. It was expected, as is the procedure. Several privileges, perks that he enjoys will be taken away from him. The Lok Sabha Housing Committee has sent a notice to Rahul to vacate his MP bungalow. An April 22nd deadline has been given to him to empty out his 12 Tughlaq Lane house. And you've got the Congress already reacting to this. Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram, who we spoke to, said the BJP wanted the disqualification to go ahead and disarm him of all his privileges. BJP's Amit Malviya, meanwhile, escalated the political war, saying it's not Rahul's personal residence and the eviction is due process.
Law. The moment conviction happens, the concerned members' membership to the House, whether it is the Parliament or the Legislative Assembly, ceases. It is incumbent upon the Speaker to notify the annulment of the membership. That is exactly what the Lok Sabha Speaker did. There is no question of haste here. It's the process. Similarly, the moment you cease to be a member of the House, you will be sent messages and notices from respective committees saying that your privileges cease to exist and therefore you have to vacate. Where is the problem in this? The issue here is, to my mind, that the Congress wants these privileges to continue for Rahul Gandhi. However, the law of the land says something completely different. And the Gandhis are not above law. He's just a member of parliament, like there are 543 other members in the Lok Sabha.
Rahul Gandhi now not just disqualified, but he's been asked to vacate his official bungalow as well by the Estates Department. It appears that the net is closing in on Rahul Gandhi. The government is determined to get him out in a way, not just of Parliament, but even his official bungalow. Your response?
All this was expected. In fact, it was expected on the date the judgment was pronounced. That is why nothing has surprised us at all. We expected, after the judgment was pronounced, we expected a harsh sentence. We expected disqualification. We expected a notice to oust him from his official house. But all this is part of a well-laid plan and a design. In fact, what has happened is, if you sit back and look at it, the law has been set in motion only to disqualify him.
Let me bring in now our National Affairs Editor, Rahul Srivastava, for more on this. Rahul, good evening. You know, the Congress for the last many days since the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi has been projecting him as a martyr of sorts, as a victim of vendetta politics. Do you believe that this particular step, which is of course procedural, actually falls into that narrative for the Congress, that they'll be able to weave this in their favor, essentially, that Rahul Gandhi now loses an address that he was synonymous with, 12 Tughlaq Lane?
Akshita, if you see what the laws for the accommodation rules for members of parliament or what they get, is that rule very clearly says that an MP ex-MP can retain maximum 1 month after their retirement, resignation, removal, or ceasing to be a member of the Lok Sabha. And for that 1 month period, which is earmarked, one has to pay the rent. Now, in that scenario, it is as per the rules. If he was disqualified on the 24th of March, the deadline could have been 24th of April or 23rd of April. But here, yes, there are a couple of more days given. But the fact remains that it seems very clearly now that the government is ready to go through that each step which is involved in pushing Rahul Gandhi against the political wall. There is one an administrative exercise, one is a legal exercise, and one is a political one. Now, one does not really know what's happening vis-a-vis the Rahul Gandhi challenge to the order disqualification, convicting him from the Surat court. But one thing is very clear, that the manner in which the Congress is going about, it seems it's ready to take on the BJP and trying to use that political opportunity, it seems to be coming. Now, interestingly, today, if one sees what has happened in Parliament, is perhaps a very interesting development. While nothing much happened as far as proceedings go, members of Parliament dressed up in black clothes arrived in Parliament. They participated in a protest march. Interestingly, the BRS and the Trinamool Congress, which had been staying away, joined in. And I think that's one significant step, that the BJP is ready to go through the motions, irrespective of the fact that he can become a martyr. But it is also that the opposition and the Rahul Gandhi and the Congress seem to be preparing for a battle beyond.
You know, I want to discuss that in greater detail with you, Rahul, in just a bit. You raised one particular point where you mentioned what is it that's taking Congress so long to actually move courts. When I asked Karthi Chidambaram that, interestingly, he said we're waiting to see what really happens in the Mohammad Faisal case, the Lakshadweep MP who's now moved Supreme Court. So they're saying we want to see what happens there and then figure out our legal strategy. So we'll see how that plays out. Maushmi Singh is with us. Maushmi, I understand you have Mr. Pramod Tiwari with you, so I'm going to toss it over straight to you.
Akshita, I have with me the deputy leader of the Congress in the Raj Sabha, Pramod Tiwari, and he would know the strategy of the Congress party. Firstly, Pramodji, how would you respond? Rahul Gandhi has been asked to vacate his house.
सीधी सी बात, अभी हमें नोटिस नहीं मिली, राहुल जी के घर नहीं पहुंची और सरकार ने मीडिया को लीक कर दिया। इससे हमारी उस आशंका, हमारे उस बात को ताकत मिलती है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी नाथूराम गोडसे की नफरत, घृणा की राजनीति करती है।
आप कह रहे राहुल गांधी को अभी तक नोटिस नहीं मिला?
मेरी जानकारी में नहीं मिला है और ये प्रेस को पहले रिलीज हुआ है, ये मेरी जानकारी है। मैं स्पष्ट कर दूं, ये दर्शाता है कितनी नफरत भरी पड़ी है नेहरू गांधी परिवार के प्रति। सीधा सा एक कानून है, रूल है कि 1 महीने बाद सदस्यता जब समाप्त होती किन्हीं कारणों से, तो यूं भी रह सकते हैं और उसके बाद रेंट की एक निर्धारित राशि है, उस पे कर सकते हैं। पर न भूलिए, फिर मैं कहूंगा तो उछल जाएंगे भाजपा वाले, राहुल गांधी पर ये अलग ढंग से लागू होगा, क्योंकि वो Z+ सिक्योरिटी वाले हैं।
पर Z+ को बंगला नहीं मिलता है, अगर आपकी सदस्यता रद्द हो गई तो क्या बंगला मिलता है?
नहीं, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ। मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि कोई भी सदस्य अगर चाहे तो आधार दिखाकर वो अगले कुछ महीनों तक, सालों तक पेनल रेंट देकर रह सकता है। तो जब हमको नोटिस मिल जाएगी तो हम अधिकृत रूप से इस पर बोलेंगे, राहुल जी बोलेंगे, उनकी तरफ से कोई बोलेगा। पर ये तो साफ हो गया कि ये जो घृणा, नफरत गोडसे की भाजपा है, उसने हमारी उस आशंका को पूरी तरह साबित सही कर दिया, क्योंकि भाजपा का ही चेयरमैन है हाउसिंग कमेटी का।
पर तिवारी साहब, आप लगातार कह रहे हैं गांधी परिवार पर अलग कानून लागू होता है, अगर उनको 2 साल की सजा मिली उस पर भी अलग कानून लागू होता है। आज पीयूष गोयल ने भी आपका नाम लिया कि आप चाहते हैं कि देश में गांधी परिवार के लिए अलग कानून हो, और यहाँ पे भी आप कह रहे हैं कि ये राहुल गांधी पे लागू नहीं होता।
मैं फिर कह दूं, उस समय भी मैंने कहा था, आज उन्होंने सुधार लिया भाजपा ने, पीयूष गोयल ने। उनका हाँ, प्रमोद जी कहते हैं कन्विक्शन में नहीं लागू होगा, सेंटेंस में।
Maushmi, thank you for getting us that conversation. We're cutting across to breaking news coming in from Karnataka now. So this is the big news that's coming in. BJP MLA Madal Virupakshappa has been arrested by the Lokayukta. Remember that just a few weeks ago, the BJP in Karnataka was rocked by this bribe gate. We're understanding right now that he's been taken into custody from Tumukuru and is being brought to Bengaluru. This comes after his anticipatory bail plea earlier today was dismissed by the Karnataka High Court. And after that, the Lokayukta now subsequently has taken him into custody. This is the big breaking news that's coming in. Just to jog your memories here, remember that Madal Virupakshappa was in fact accused by the Lokayukta, he and his son, of accepting bribes for tenders. His son Prashant Madal was caught red-handed accepting a bribe of 40 lakh rupees. Subsequent raids unearthed massive amount of money in cash and other ways found in Virupakshappa's residence and in his office, as well as his son's property as well. So after elaborate raids, there was in fact this mountain of corruption that was exposed. Now the accused BJP MLA has been taken into custody after his anticipatory bail plea was dismissed. He had protection from arrest earlier before this, which is why he wasn't taken into custody. He maintained that he would cooperate with the investigation, which is largely what we saw as he appeared every time he was summoned by the Lokayukta. But now let's see how this plays out. This isn't good news for the BJP. In the run-up to the election, this is the worst possible news for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Sagai Raj is joining us from Bengaluru with more details. Sagai, get us the latest. Madal Virupakshappa has now been arrested, expected, because he didn't get that anticipatory bail.
Absolutely. Early in the morning, Karnataka High Court has rejected his plea when he had requested for an anticipatory bail in this particular Lokayukta corruption charges. Remember, the other accused were already been arrested, and there was a roller coaster ride for him, where even the lawyers, the Advocate Association in Karnataka, had written a letter to Chief Justice stating that how can he even get a bail within 1 day. And after that, he had applied for an anticipatory bail, again, the extension of anticipatory bail. And today, his plea was rejected by Karnataka High Court. And subsequently, the Lokayukta police have arrested him near Tumkuru.
Okay, so guys, stay with me. Priyank Karge, Congress MLA, is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Priyank Karge, big news that's just coming in right now. Madal Virupakshappa, BJP MLA, has now been arrested in the bribe gate scandal.
So the thing is that at last he's been arrested. The question remains like, what took the government so long to arrest their own MLA? That means they knew about his whereabouts.
He had protection. He had protection from arrest, Priyank. He had protection from arrest. Today, the court went ahead and denied him that. He had protection from arrest from the courts right up until now.
No, see, if you recollect the case well enough, they allowed him to abscond for long enough. And he came out and gave a statement saying, I had not gone anywhere. I was there in my village. I think if you look at the chronology of the case, they allowed him to get that stay. And now, since Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Modi are coming to Karnataka so very often, it's becoming increasingly embarrassing for them to face the people. That's why this has been done. Otherwise, they would have taken longer time. What prevented them from arresting on the first day, the second day, the third day? He was absconding for quite some time, and right under the noses of the state home minister. Since it is becoming
you're alleging that the BJP is protecting and shielding him?
Absolutely. See, he himself came out and told to your media channel, saying that I had not gone anywhere, I was not absconding, I was very much in my village, I was very much in my constituency. And then he gets a say within a day. And that's when, if you recollect also, that the lawyers, the entire Bar Association, wrote to the High Court saying that either treat common people like VIP or treat VIPs like common people. How come somebody like him gets bail immediately? I think we need to refresh people's memory here.
Priyank, it's from the court. The court gave him protection from arrest right up until now. Today he was denied that, and immediately he's been taken into custody.
I am not debating that point at all. See, my first point of debate is, why wasn't he arrested immediately? Number one. Number two, he comes out and says, I was not absconding, I was very well in my constituency. That means the Home Minister was shielding him. Number three, he applies a bail and gets it immediately from the court. And the High Court Association, the Lawyers Association, write to the High Court saying that this is not done. This is not the way common people are treated. And why are you treating him like this? And now the stay has been vacated and he's been arrested.
Okay,
but
Priyank, just stay with me.
You've leveled to avoid embarrassment.
Okay, you've leveled some very serious allegations. Just stay with me. I want to bring in the BJP also on this. S. Prakash of the BJP is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Prakash, Priyank Karge is alleging that the BJP has protected Madal Virupakshappa every step along the way in the course of this bribe-gate scandal.
No, he has been, the Lok Ayuktha raided. Lok Ayuktha functions independently, and he has been arrested now. He had obtained a stay from the single bench High Court, which has been vacated now. The law is taking its own course, and government is not interfering in any way in the investigation, nor Lok Ayuktha is independently investigating it. There's no way that the government protecting anyone. If somebody has done any wrongdoing, he has to pay price for it.
But there are serious allegations right now, Mr. Prakash, against Madal Virupakshappa. He remains a BJP leader. He remains a BJP MLA.
No, it is because of the serious allegation only. He has been arrested by the Lok Ayuktha.
But why hasn't the BJP acted against him?
The BJP will certainly act against him. There are processes to act against him, and the party will definitely act against Mr. Virupaksa Madalappa. And it is a very fact that no interference has been made, and Lok Ayuktha has raided him, arrested him. Is very evident that the BJP has not supporting anyone who is charged on corruption charges.
All right, Mr. Prakash, you're saying that the BJP will act. So far, we haven't seen that at all happening at this point. But I'd like to thank Priyank Karge and Mr. S. Prakash for joining us here on India Today. The big breaking news that we're putting out right now, Madal Virupakshappa, accused in a corruption case along with his son, has been arrested by the Lok Ayuktha. This comes after the Karnataka High Court denied him anticipatory bail earlier today. Let's move on to another story also that we're tracking this Monday. A massive slugfest has broken out over Rahul Gandhi's comments over the weekend on Savarkar. Rahul Gandhi said that I am not Savarkar, I am a Gandhi, so I will not apologize. And this has triggered a massive political war. The comment has turned out to be another flashpoint between the Congress and the BJP. And it's not just that, the Congress is also facing fire and backlash from their own allies. The BJP has slammed Rahul and underscored that Savarkar was one such hero lauded by Rahul Gandhi's grandmother Indira Gandhi. And with such comments, Rahul Gandhi is not only maligning Savarkar's image but also his own grandmother's legacy. Interestingly, you have the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction. You have Uddhav Thackeray himself, who's expressed displeasure, warning that his party would not tolerate any insult to Savarkar and hinted that this could dent the opposition unity as well.
राहुल गांधींना मी जाहीरपणाने सांगतोय
की सावरकर आमचं दैवत आहे, त्यांचा अपमान आम्हाला पटणारा नाही, अजिबात पटणार नाही. लढायचं असेल तर दैवतांचा अपमान आम्ही सहन नाही करणार, अजिबात करणार नाही. कारण सावरकर काय होते हे नुसतं आपण वाचू शकतो.
बात वार्निंग की नहीं है, हमने हमारी बात भूमिका स्पष्ट की है. वीर सावरकर महाराष्ट्र के लिए, देश के लिए और हमारे लिए एक श्रद्धा का विषय है. ऐसे महान क्रांतिकारी के ऊपर आप इस प्रकार से कीचड़ उछालेंगे तो महाराष्ट्र की जनता बहुत ही आपको करारा जवाब दे सकती है. सब कुछ ठीक है, हम आपके साथ हैं, हम आपके साथ रहेंगे, हर लड़ाई में रहेंगे, लेकिन वीर सावरकर हमारे लिए हमेशा इस लड़ाई के लिए भी प्रेरणा के स्थान है. वीर सावरकर की लड़ाई गुलामी के विरुद्ध थी, ये मत भूलिए.
राहुल गांधी सावरकर कभी हो नहीं सकते. सावरकर जी कभी 6 महीने विदेश में घूमने फिरने नहीं जाते थे. हर सेशन के बाद उनको विदेश की यात्रा की छुट्टी नहीं चाहिए थी. वो समर्पित थे देश की आज़ादी के लिए, जेल से ही 14 सालों तक. राहुल जी सावरकर जी का अपमान तो आपने किया ही. अरे वीर सावरकर तो राहुल गांधी कभी नहीं हो सकते, लेकिन अपनी दादी में भारत की पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री इंदिरा गांधी जी की इज्जत तो बचा लेते, नेहरू जी की इज्जत तो बचा लेते. क्या आपने उनको भी अपमानित साथ साथ कर दिया?
माझ्यासोबत चालत आल्यामुळे जर असं त्या ठिकाणी घडत असेल तर मी रोज काँग्रेस, राष्ट्रवादी आणि सेनेच्या एकेका नेत्याला दरवाजापासनं तर विधानभवनापर्यंत सोबत चालत नेईल, म्हणजे ते सगळे सावरकर की जय म्हणतील. मला असं वाटतं की सीएम साहेबांनी सांगितलंय खरं आहे.
So several reactions coming in, lashing out, criticizing Rahul Gandhi for his comment. What exactly did Rahul say? Let's play that out for you.
राहुल गांधी सोचता है मेरा नाम सावरकर नहीं है, मेरा नाम गांधी है. गांधी किसी से माफी नहीं मांगता. और मैंने कहा पार्लियामेंट हाउस में, कहा कि भैया मुझे बोलने दीजिए ना, एक बार तो बोलने दीजिए. 2 बार चिट्ठी लिखी, तीसरी बार मैं पर्सनली स्पीकर से जाके कहता हूं, स्पीकर सर प्लीज, आप डेमोक्रेसी के लोकतंत्र के आप प्रोटेक्टर हैं, मुझे बोलने दीजिए. मुस्कुरा आके कहते हैं भैया मैं तो नहीं कर सकता. आप नहीं कर सकते तो कौन कर सकता है? शायद मुझे जाके मोदी जी से पूछना पड़े, वो तो करने नहीं देंगे.
All right, with that, I'm slipping into a short break here on India Today. Coming up on the other side, we get you a fact check segment. Don't go anywhere.
दो मुद्दे हैं. आप कहते हैं राहुल गांधी की माफ़ी होनी चाहिए और विपक्ष कहता है कि अडानी पर जेपीसी होना चाहिए. तो पार्लियामेंट चलेगी या नहीं चलेगी?
जैसे रोड पर बोलते हैं ऐसे पार्लियामेंट में नहीं बोल सकते. अब इतने बेसिक कंसेप्ट ही अगर क्लियर नहीं तो हम भी क्या कर सकते. पार्लियामेंट चलाने के एक नियम बने और वो हमने नहीं बनाए हैं, उनकी दादी के पिताजी के समय से चल रहे हैं.
Disqualified Rahul to lose government bungalow.
Congress goes on the offensive. Protest in Parliament and on the streets. Rahul disqualification dangal. Big focus on News Track.
Welcome back. Let's get to our fact check segment where we separate fake from fact. There's a video that's doing the rounds right now, a viral video of a car's narrow escape in a collision. India Today's fact check team has found that this is actually a computer-generated video by a UK artist that didn't actually happen. We'll continue getting you more such fact check stories every day. I'm slipping into a very short break. Coming up on the other side, join me as we discuss all of the encounter politics that's broken out in Uttar Pradesh. That's coming up on To The Point on the other side.
The all-new Red Dark Edition by Tata Motors.
Hello and welcome. You're watching To The Point with me, Akshita and Nandagopal. This evening, we're going to be talking about the big story that came in from Uttar Pradesh. A 1,300-kilometer journey that had everyone talking. Dreaded Dawn, dreaded gangster Atiq Ahmed was transported from Gujarat, from the Sabarmati jail to Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. And every second of that journey was tracked closely, as once again, the focus was on Yogi's corpse. The opposition firing one jibe after another, saying that this is a scene that's going to play out as an encounter against Atiq Ahmed. He himself voiced the same sentiment, saying, "I'm fearful for my life." So is there merit? Is it warranted to actually accuse the Yogi government of encounter Raj, or is it a stretch of the opposition's imagination? Let's get you all the details first.
A dramatic journey from Sabarmati jail in Gujarat to Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj. Driving through the dusty roads of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and finally Uttar Pradesh, this fortified 4-vehicle convoy with 20 armed cops transported dreaded gangster and Don Atiq Ahmed. Uttar Pradesh police, who took custody of the former SP MP on Sunday evening, undertook an arduous journey through 4 states to bring him to Prayagraj.
अतीक अहमद बाहर आ चुका है। अतीक अहमद की ये पहली तस्वीरें आप देख सकते हैं। अतीक अहमद इस वक्त बाहर आ चुका है, जेल के बाहर, साबरमती सेंट्रल जेल के बाहर।
कोटा शहर पहुंच चुका है अतीक अहमद को लेकर यूपी पुलिस का काफिला। ये आप पीछे देख सकते हैं मेरे, यही वो वैन है जिसमें अतीक अहमद सवार है।
The UP cops driving down a gangster brought back memories of the Vikas Dubey encounter case when Dubey was shot dead after his vehicle overturned and he allegedly tried to escape. And that's what prompted Atiq Ahmed to tell India Today he feared for his life. The encounter word was repeated over and over again by Atiq Ahmed's family as well.
एनकाउंटर का खतरा है। दोनों भाई अशरफ को भी ला रहे हैं, विधायक जी को भी बरेली से ला रहे हैं।
SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav also took a Gadi Paltegi taunt at the Yogi Sarkar, which the state government immediately shot down.
पता नहीं उनको पहले मुख्यमंत्री जी ने फोन करके बता दिया होगा कि इस जगह पर गाड़ी पलटा देंगे। और मैंने उस समय भी कहा था कि जिस समय आप गूगल से और अमेरिका से मदद ले लोगे, आपको पता लग जाएगा कि किस समय गाड़ी पलटी है और किसने पलटाई है।
ये माननीय न्यायालय का मामला है और माननीय न्यायालय जो भी आदेश देगा उसका अनुपालन कराना हमारा धर्म है। सभी मामले, दोनों मामले माननीय न्यायालय के ही आदेश पर लाए जा रहे हैं।
Amid the encounter politics, the UP cops ensured Atiq was brought safely to Prayagraj for his court appearance tomorrow in the Umesh Pal case.
इनके साथ सिंपैथिक ना करे कि हाँ उनको यानी सजा ना दे, कारावास ना दे। मैं चाह रही हूँ कि उन्हें फांसी की सजा मिले।
मुख्यमंत्री जी से, शासन से, पुलिस प्रशासन से कि अगर इसकी मौत हो जाएगी तब मुझे तसल्ली मिलेगा। इसलिए जैसे मेरे बेटे का मर्डर किया है वैसे इसका भी होना चाहिए।
Atiq Ahmed will be lodged at the Naini jail in Prayagraj. And as per sources, he will be kept in isolation in a high-security barrack. His cell will have a CCTV camera. Specially picked jail staff wearing body cameras will keep a sharp eye on the Don. Prayagraj jail office and jail headquarters will monitor the prison around the clock through a video wall. The UP government is cracking the whip on Atiq Ahmed and his aides ever since Chief Minister Yogi took an oath in Parliament to wipe mafia.
जिस अतीक अहमद के खिलाफ पीड़ित परिवारों ने मुकदमा दर्ज कराया उसके परिवार के खिलाफ, वह समाजवादी पार्टी के द्वारा पोषित माफिया है और उसकी कमर को तोड़ने का काम हमारी सरकार ने किया है। और फिर वो कहती है इसे हाउस में कह रहे हैं, इस माफिया को मिट्टी में मिला देंगे। सरकार किसी है, सरकार किसी है, गफलत में हो, ये माफिया है, इनको मिट्टी में मिलाने का काम करेंगे। अपराधी आप लोग हैं, अपराधी को भी दूर करना है।
Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's open this up. Joining me in this edition of To The Point, we have Ghanshyam Tiwari, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Mr. Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Joining us shortly will also be Dr. Kaushalkant Mishra, spokesperson of the Uttar Pradesh BJP. Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I'd like to come across to you first. There were several comments made in the last few hours by the Samajwadi Party suggesting that there will be an encounter of Atiq Ahmed. Amid all of this fear-mongering, now it's emerged that he's safe and sound in Prayagraj jail. So are you willing to withdraw all of those comments like Gadi palat sakte hai, etc.?
Good evening to you, the viewers and my fellow co-panelists. The numaish and tamasha of crime control by Dhongi Sarkar is visible in this scenario when the entire media attention is brought down after a sensational crime was enacted in Prayagraj. And the fingers that were pointed were included that on the sitting minister who already has several criminal charges in his own affidavit. Has that minister resigned? Has Mr. Gopal Nandi resigned? Is he going to be questioned in front of Atiq Ahmed, given that there are accusations of 5 crore that are put on him by the criminals' relatives? That's point one. Second is that a government that has been accused of fake encounters, has the infamy of the highest number of custodial deaths, can take out bulldozer to crack on journalists, on press, on social activists, and uses law as a diktat, and has turned the police into an atrocious setup where a mother and daughter were burnt alive in a bulldozer action. Such a government should always be held accountable. So we will not back down on any charges of atrocity and lawlessness that is prompted by this government. And my final point is, if a government that has over 100 MLAs who have criminal charges as per their own affidavit in UP Assembly alone, and over 100 members of parliament who have criminal charges, that is BJP in the current Lok Sabha, if that government says that they are tough against crime, it is sham and it is a joke.
Okay, Ghanshyam Tiwari, stay on with us. Let me bring in Mr. Vikram Singh as well. Do you agree, sir, with what Ghanshyam Tiwari has said about Yogi Adityanath's police force, about custodial torture, about encounters, crime rates, all of that going up in the state?
I'm so sorry. It is my painful duty to contradict my learned friend, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari ji. Sweeping generalizations and vague allegations do not substantiate a charge. And if there is any substance or merit in the use of the bulldozer or misuse of the bulldozer, I don't think anybody has gone to the court to ask for penal action against the police party or the party of the administration that went for the bulldozer. 2, the bizarre allegations made by Mr. Akhilesh Yadav in saying the CM must have phoned up and will phone up where the vehicle will turn turtle. I have never heard anything as absurd as that. Then guiding the police and also telling them, which I feel is a disguised warning to say that we all know and retrieve the data from the aerial reconnaissance and the Google Maps and satellite imagery. Make no mistake about it, gentlemen, that the police today is not the police that only wielded the danda. We have IIT and IIM toppers who are fully versed with what is cyber security, what is data retrieval, and what is satellite imagery and aerial reconnaissance. We are fully aware of facial recognition software and all that. Therefore, please don't raise a finger. Let him cast the first stone who has not sinned before. My last point. And those who withdraw cases from anti-national elements, those who fate and curry favor with anti-national elements and withdraw the cases, and then they are castigated by the High Court. So why are you just withdrawing the cases? Send their name from the Padma Vibhushan also. They have no right to accuse the government or the police in this manner.
Okay, I'd like to also introduce right now Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, spokesperson of the Uttar Pradesh BJP. Dr. Mishra, Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party is saying that under Yogi Adityanath, the police force has run riot. That you see bulldozer Raj, you see encounter Raj, all of that becoming the focus. What's your response to that?
During the Ghanshyam Tiwari's government, means Sapa government, we have seen there was a Gunda Raj. There was a time when the Atiq Ahmed is coming on the election munch and he brings his own dog and the Honorable Chief Minister is shaking hand with that dog. This was the status of Atiq Ahmed during the time of so-called Samajwadi Party government. And if we see this Raju Pal case is pending for last 18 years, what is the opposition was doing? They are just here doing the politics, nothing else. They don't have any other issue and they have fallen to such a level. Now they are standing for an accused person, a criminal, hardcore criminal.
No, but how are they standing for him?
What? I am unable to listen you.
How are you saying, sir, that they're standing for him?
They
are standing for him. How are you saying that?
They are standing, obviously, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav doing the press conference and their statement is that the gaadi palat jayegi, Mukhyamantri ji ne bataya. What it is? It is a sheer politics. How
are you saying, Dr. Mishra, how are you saying it's just politics? Because let's face it, that in Uttar Pradesh there has been a spike in encounters. There have been more than 10,000 police encounters in the last 6 years under Yogi Adityanath.
Because they are running the state government on the basis of one gunda in one district. And right now, the government is running one product, one district. This is the problem. They are running the Gunda Raj. They are controlling the whole district with the Gundas. And you have seen during the last election, you have seen Mr. Akhilesh Yadav was saying to the police officer, police, oh police. And the policeman, IG of the police is sitting under his feet. What was the status of police? What was the status of police when Atiq Ahmed kept one IPS officer in front of him by standing his, erecting his both the hand? What was the status of police at that time? The reason
let Ghanshyam Tiwari respond.
They are just taking the shelter from Gunda and controlling the whole government. And the police was on the back foot.
Ghanshyam Tiwari, your response to the BJP saying that the SP ran a Gunda Sarkar, that you shielded the likes of Atiq Ahmed, you let him become the man he is, the gangster, the don.
It's one statement. It is not me. It's not me. But their own supporter says, "Jis gaadi mein baitha laga ho Sapa ka jhanda, usme baitha gunda." This is not my statement. This is from their own ally. So
okay, Dr. Mishra, let Ghanshyam Tiwari respond now. Go ahead, Mr. Tiwari.
Three quick points. In March 2018, the Times of India published an article that says that Atiq Ahmed will be the Hanuman of BJP in the Phulpur bypolls while he was still in jail in Uttar Pradesh alone. BJP can make Atiq Ahmed their Hanuman, and then they can turn him into a mafia that would be paraded in front of media in a 1,000-kilometer journey. That is BJP, where everything is a propaganda. The minister who's accused by Atiq's family, the cases against him as per his own affidavit, 13 serious IPC cases, total 7 cases, other 9 IPC cases, 419 IPC, 420, 467, 468, 471, 504, 506, 147. He's a sitting minister. 44% as per ADR report, 44% sitting cabinet ministers have criminal charges as per their own affidavit. The chief minister carried a serious criminal charge on him for 20 years. The deputy chief minister carried serious criminal charge as serious as relating to murder for a decade. The
Ghanshyam Tiwari, can your party afford to preach on this? Can your party afford to preach along these lines? Absolutely. The SP also has this notorious reputation.
Absolutely. Tell me which party in the country gave a chief minister who has an attempt to murder charge on him? Tell me which party in the country gave a parliament, have 100 members of parliament, over 100 members of parliament who have criminal charges on them. Which party gave this infamy to the country? Or the current BJP has over 116, I believe, members of Legislative Assembly with criminal charges. The point is very simple, that BJP can do a tamasha, a pakhand of crime control, but the reality is they have armed the police. And to the learned former DGP, I must say that he would have followed the news of the court directing charges against UP cops for fake encounter of Agnipath aspirant in Agra, where the mother has bravely fought the fake charges of encounter of their eldest son,
you also declared the Vikas Dubey case as an encounter, as a fake encounter. That was something that was ruled out by the Justice Chauhan panel report.
Anyone with a basic common sense can see through what Vikas Dubey case is. And if the learned former DJP can say that he fundamentally believes that Vikas Dubey case was a true encounter, I will salute him. Let him say on camera that he fundamentally believes that Vikas Dubey case was a true encounter. Anybody with basic common sense can
Mr. Vikram Singh, would you like to respond to that?
I was unable to. To the first point, I would say that the Agniveer case is now under inquiry. Of the thousands of police encounters that have taken place, in which 15 police personnel have given the supreme sacrifice, one, as per the mandate of law, that they will be investigated. If there's a complaint, well, so be it. There's a complaint and it's being investigated. But a single swallow does not a spring make. A single incident cannot be the brand ambassador of all the valiant act done by the UP police by giving the supreme sacrifice and giving a sense of security to the people.
No, but sir, what's your response to the Vikas Dubey question?
Let me tell you, just 15 seconds, please. On the honorable instructions of the Honorable Supreme Court, a commission was formed under the chairmanship of Justice Chauhan, a former retired judge of the Supreme Court, and Mr. K.L. Gupta, former DGP. That committee found that there was nothing hanky-panky and there was no merit in the allegations that it was a fake encounter. Now, I have no reason to disbelieve what the committee duly constituted by the Honorable Supreme Court, because I believe The Supreme Court is supreme, and what they say and what they have done, we hold them in the highest of esteem. The United Nations and the Security Council will not come and inquire us. Our Supreme Court is supreme as far as we are concerned.
Okay, Mr. Vikram Singh. Let me bring in Dr. Mishra. I'm not sure if you were able to hear the discussion so far, Dr. Mishra, but let me just, for your sake, also repeat what, in fact, Ghanshyam Tiwari has said. His point is that the UP police has been over-empowered, so much so that now they're going ahead and calling the shots, and that's why they've gone rogue in Uttar Pradesh.
Unfortunately, I am unable to hear your voice clearly, so I could not understand. Can you repeat your question? There is some problem in voice.
Okay, Dr. Mishra, if you can hear me clearly, Ghanshyam Tiwari is saying that the UP cops are over-empowered and they're running rogue.
Sorry, please, can you repeat? I don't know what is happening.
Give me a few minutes. We'll reconnect with you. We'll fix that so that you can be a part of this discussion. But Ghanshyam Tiwari, there will be a question asked here. You know, when you go ahead and raise these questions of the UP police, the reality is that today you have the likes of Atiq Ahmed being transported these many kilometers, and all the while when we spoke to him, he kept saying he's scared. That kind of fear in a gangster, for that matter, a fear of the rule of law, is something that the BJP says has been brought in by Yogi Adityanath, that before this, that never existed.
Well, with a media playing this for hours and hours together at a national level, this is not transporting. This is
why
parading.
not? One second, Ghanshyam Tiwari, you keep questioning why the media is doing this. He is a dreaded gangster who's been moved from one jail to another. So what's wrong with covering it?
The point is, this BJP made him contest, as per the Times of India article, elections from parliamentary elections on a seat vacated by the current Deputy Chief Minister while he was in jail in Uttar Pradesh. And then he is lodged in Gujarat, which is not outside India. It's a secure state, the home state of the Prime Minister himself. And he is not transported, he is paraded. The question is, why is this parade? That this police in Uttar Pradesh, the charges are against the minister. Has anybody questioned the minister? This is a blatant charge of 5 crore rupees. The minister is not a saint. As per his own affidavit, he has serial criminal charges. His track record speaks for themselves.
BJP is alleging that Atiq Ahmed has become the man he is today, the gangster, because of the Samajwadi Party. They're talking about pictures in which Atiq Ahmed is seen with Akhilesh Yadav, with senior SP leaders.
Did Samajwadi Party project him as Hanuman in the 2018 Phulpur election? The BJP is a party that believes in propaganda, and they believe that their propaganda will ensure that people are distracted from the atrocities of police. They are distracted from the fake encounters. They are distracted from custodial deaths. The problem is that an average person can cheer this news till this kind of atrocity reaches their own home. For example, recently, the case covered by multiple media channels, where in Muradabad, a girl committed suicide. Her parents went to the police twice, and the police first abused them, and next they threatened to put cases on them. Eventually the girl committed suicide and wrote a suicide note saying, "Do you now believe me?" This is what happens when you make police the judge and executioner together. They have a gun in their hand, they have no accountability. There's a media tamasha created on every such issue, wherein no one is questioning that what is the need for this media tamasha. Did the media cover him going from Uttar Pradesh to Gujarat? The media has to cover him. That the media has to cover him in India.
What is your grouse against media covering him being brought from Gujarat to Uttar Pradesh? What is your grouse against that, Ghanshyam Tiwari?
Point is, what is this tamasha that media has to cover somebody who's a criminal standing behind a police cavalcade peeing on the street? What is this frenzy?
Let me explain to you, Ghanshyam Tiwari. Let me explain to you that this is not a frenzy. It's not a fan frenzy. It's quite the other way around, that a dreaded gangster is being transported to a jail, and that's what we're covering.
We have a person who's accused, the case is still pending, who's accused of Bambaji, where people died. She's a member of parliament. That is militant grade person. And we are saying that it is fine that for 24 hours and 48 hours, a sensational crime that has happened in Prayagraj, that was a failure of Yogi administration.
No, wait.
Why is that? Why does that failure happen?
One second. You're comparing two completely non-related issues. You're comparing two completely non-related issues, and we're digressing because of that. No, because I'm running out of time, I want to give the last word to Mr. Vikram Singh. Mr. Vikram Singh, do you believe that the Uttar Pradesh police in this case have been taking the right steps? Or do you believe that, they've not moved forward with the investigation as expected or, as anticipated?
The UP police have behaved in an exemplary fashion and have lived up to the reputation of being very, very professional and being committed to the rule of law. 2 accused shot dead in encounters and 2 arrested and hot pursuit and declaration of rewards on Asad of 5 lakhs and Shaista Begum of 25,000. I think they are in hot pursuit, and I'm sure not a single case of an absconding accused is there in the history of UP police, starting from Sultana in the early 20s till date, has escaped the UP police dragnet, and there is no escape also for Shaista Begum, Asad and all the other accused.
Okay, so Mr. Vikram Singh saying very clearly right now that the handling of this case, according to him, based on his expertise, is also very well handled. But I want to give one final chance to Dr. Mishra of the BJP. Unfortunately, sir, we lost you briefly there. I want to give you a chance quickly to respond to the Samajwadi Party. And the question that I was asking earlier, hopefully you can hear me loud and clear now. They are asking whether the UP police is over-empowered, whether they're being allowed to run rogue, run riot, become the judge and the executioner.
Actually, UP police got first time the real power of the constitution and real power, legal power, and that is working as per law. Mr. VK Singh is already sitting here, and he is already given their own opinion. So you can understand the opposition is just doing the politics. According to them, the Gunda Raj is the real law. Now this is the Kanun law, and they are not ready to follow that, and that is why Mr. Akhilesh Yadav is doing the press conference for Atiq Ahmed, and they are saying that gaadi gir jayegi, ye Mukhyamantri ne bata diya. This is not my statement. It is
no, but how is that? How is that? 1 second. But how is that for Atiq? If Akhilesh Yadav says that we cannot allow an encounter, a fake encounter to happen, how is that for Atiq? Okay. I am asking, there are multiple times encounter has happened. There is no politics on those encounters, but since this particular Yogi government is doing the proper legal action against all the criminals, now they are saying the fake encounter. There is encounter. There is the way of police of working. When some criminal is firing on them, what the police should do? It is a legally valid encounter. If the Samajwadi Party and Akhilesh Yadav have guts, they can move to the court and they prove that these are the fake encounter. It is a total legal process. Okay. Everything on the ground, so they can move anytime. But actually, they are not doing the same thing. They are just doing the politics. They don't have anything to say on the UP government rule of law. You have seen so many criminals. Now the criminal are afraid of the police. There was a time when the police were afraid of the criminal. That is what the rule of law at the time of Samajwadi Party. But yeah, I've run out of time. Dr. Mishra, thank you for joining us. I'd like to thank Mr. Vikram Singh. Thank you, Ghanshyam Tiwari, as well. We'll leave it to our viewers to decide whether comments like Gaadi Paltegi is warranted when it comes to Uttar Pradesh or a stretch and the opposition trying to politicize an issue. Either way, we are tracking the story very, very closely. Thank you for tuning in.
public health, all political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold, and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Make the question 100% clear. You're talking about the Indian team, I suppose.
I think we just picked at the right time. We always had that belief.
आपके पास flamboyance थी.
हम आपके आभारी हैं.
Tell me honestly, between yesterday and now, have you cried? Oh, come on, Kapil. Aji.
एक सपनों का वर्ल्ड कप जो पूरे देश का है. यहीं पर तो जहां सजा जाता है इसी
वानखेड़े स्टेडियम पे फाइनल है. कैन यू इमेजिन तुम्हारे हाथ में वो वर्ल्ड कप की ट्रॉफी होगी.
चलो शुरू करें फिर. पीछे चलें, याद करें.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies. Co-presented by Century Ply, आग से बचाए. Co-presented by Macho Hind, बड़े आराम से. Co-powered by Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, इससे जरूरी कुछ भी नहीं.
The all-new Hyundai Verna, futuristic, ferocious.
Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Gandhi. Why has Rahul Gandhi not gone to the higher courts so far? In the Pawan Khera case, the Congress rushed its legal battery to the courts at the earliest possible. Days have lapsed. No sign of the Congress moving the courts just yet against Rahul Gandhi's conviction. The question is the Congress trying to play the martyr card? And the more prominence Rahul Gandhi gets, does it actually help the BJP? We'll try and explain why. All that and more coming up on the News Track tonight.
Disqualified Rahul to lose government bungalow. Congress goes on the offensive. Protest in Parliament and on the streets. Rahul disqualification dangal. Big focus on News Track.
Here's a quick look at the headlines I'm tracking tonight. After disqualification, Rahul Gandhi asked to vacate his 12 Tughlaq Lane bungalow. 22nd April is the deadline for the former Congress MP. Storm over Rahul's Savarkar comment. Congress ally Uddhav Thackeray sees red, says won't tolerate insult. Corruption accused Karnataka BJP MLA Virupakshappa arrested. His son was caught accepting a bribe of 40 lakh rupees. Quota war rages in the state of war. Karnataka former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa's house attacked by members of the Banjara community in Shivamogga. Bilkis rape convict seen sharing stage with BJP MP and MLA during an event. Supreme Court sends